Hello, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net and welcome to Dream, the comping study by Barry Galbraith. So of course this is continued in this series of comping studies we get in this book. Dream is based on You Stepped Out of a Dream. So up next we have the performance of these two pages. Goes by relatively quickly because the tempo is fast. So quick gear rundown. I still have my fabulous Roland Cube JC. What am I saying? It's early, right? This is my Saturday morning voice. So Cube 60 on the clean channel, using a pick for this round, so my traditional Dunlop Jazz 3s, and I will do a little bit of finger, like hybrid picking, but most of the study is just done like chunk straight up, and my the one I just changed the battery for, my Boss Dr. Beat, the DB30 metronome with the super annoying digital click. So enjoy the performance and I'll see you right after for some notes about fingerings and chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the study, the dream study on You Stepped Out of a Dream. So you'll be seeing me doing a lot of this in the videos because my book is right here. I want to discuss a few the pinches, the things that you might want to look to perfect if you're working on the study, and along with certain fingerings, or sometimes there's typos in the books. Also, I will discuss some of my favorite voicings that I have without shame say this is where I grabbed those, and those voicings I still use to this day in my comping. So first, I want to tell you, Dream is based on You Stepped Out of a Dream, which is a song I personally tend to play in C major, and people, jam sessions too in my area at least, play in C major, and it's a cool tune because it starts with two chords a half step up. So safe in C, you have the E note, so it's You stepped out of a dream, you are too wonderful to be what you seem, something like that. Sometimes people will play it Latin, bossa nova. People think it's kind of a beginner song. It is, however, in the second ending of the what we could call the B prime section, say it's A B prime. The second ending has some interesting changes you could work with. However, my point is this: Barry Galbraith plays it in D major, key I'm not too familiar with, which is a whole step above. I wonder if it did this to help in some of the stretches, because as you know, the further you go up the fretboard, the closer the frets are together. So first thing to pay attention for is really the first rhythm in the first two bars, which you have this guy. I'm sorry, this guy here. So this guy happens on beat 4 of the second bar, but actually it's a big push towards the next beat. So sometimes it's hard to hear, so it's really important that you count it and you go slow at first, something like this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to hear the 4 as an anticipation. People will do the end of 4 typically, but this one is right on 4. It's called a big push, so watch out for this. The other thing you should watch out for in this study is the beginning of the second bunch of 16 bars. So I'm looking down at the sheet and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the fourth system down, it's the fourth staff. And it uses some of my favorite voicings. So of course you're here. This would be a D major triad on the internal strings of the guitar. And then you go 6 is here, 7 is here. So it goes. And you will notice that the rhythm goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this section, if you were to fill it in, actually it's just a whole bunch of dotted quarters that are consecutive one after another for the duration of 2 bars. So I'll set my metronome to let you hear how it sounds. And this is not just, you know, messed up, crazy rhythm anticipated. It's really, there's a science to the madness. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 5. So it's really important that you nail those rhythms. And at first, people will write the numbers, the 1 and 2 and 3 on the sheet, and then practice this really slowly and bringing up the speed. Notice this voicing has my crunchy seconds. I like these things, seconds on the strings 4 and 3. Other than that, in the next system you have an A flat 13 sharp 11 in one of the great voicings that is probably due in the jazz guitar vocabulary due to Barry. So the chord is here, boom, but the chord is this. So there's several, it's synonymous with several other chords, but there's a really cool sound. Notice also the C sharp diminished in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last bar of the 5th system. So this is, people will say C sharp diminished is this, right? But you're like, yeah, but what if we want a top C note, and what if we take this and bring it up? So it gives you these sorts of very useful voicings, especially on an A pedal. Really cool voicings. Last system of the first page is where I started to use my fingers because there's a string skip on all of those. And notice this guy, A7, sharp 9, sharp 5, which is an extension of what we saw in minor blues, which is this basically, but with the open A. So what you can do is just this. People will do A7, sharp 5 here, and then you just remove that finger and you have the sharp 9 here. So it's a very modern deep sound. Actually, it's an A dominant chord, but there's an F major triad. Right, but with an A string opening, it gives you this altered sort of chord. Quickly through the rest, I know I'm taking a lot of time to explain these things, trying to go by fast, not to have people fall asleep on YouTube. So the top of the second page, you see the biggest stretches that we've also seen in probably the previous 2 studies or previous study in Out of Nowhere. So you get a D major triad with a 7, so D major 7, and then it just goes up diatonically in the scale E minor 7, F minor 7. So it would be much easier to go D major 7, E minor 7, but that's not really what he does, which is why I suspect he's playing it in D major instead of C major. And he repeats that in E flat major, which gives these impossible stretches between your 3rd and 4th finger. So watch out for this. Take time to really put your 3 fingers and then go and fetch that other guy. Okay. Then keep going. The rest is interesting because it contains a lot of these voicings that we've already seen in the first one in Shiny. So it's just like gentle introduction, then he keeps using these voicings, and then here you get all sorts of crazy rhythms. So you get this one first, and then you'll get 1, 2, and then you'll get it in Charleston, displaced Charleston. So as I said in the beginning, no, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. So this study is interesting in a way that you don't learn that many new voicings, but the challenge to bringing it up to performance level, for me at least, is to bring it up to tempo. So it's like, oh, there's nothing crazy. If I were to play this at 100 BPM, it'd be fine. But now that I'm playing it at so I set the metronome at 72, so it's 144. Now at 144, these voicings come by faster than I'm used to, and sometimes they're kind of displaced for helping in the swing of things. So I think that's the main challenge in this study. I'll just finish with the two interesting things that happen. So there's held half notes and whole notes, which we never see in this book except in this part. So this is a D major. I'll give you a hint to think of this D major, then E flat major. So you have to think of F minor 7 as a bar. So this guy, but bar here. And then raise the C sharp to a D. And there you go. So this chord is a D major. Boom. With the 7th on top. And this is what you get. So you have an A major triad on top, but it's actually a D chord. So it's a really beautiful deep sound because of this 6th and this 2nd. So just this is so beautiful. Then on top you get all the brilliance, as we say. It's super bright. This is one of my favorite voicings ever. So you hear me comping in videos for other stuff and I'll go, oh, this is G major 7, okay. I play these sort of things. And this reminds me of, I don't know, like Pat Metheny meets Vic Juris meets Adam Rogers meets Kurt Rosenwinkel. It's a cool little sound. So it's a thing that those young people do when playing jazz guitar. And last note, there's this voicing at the very end that is repeated through a bar. So it's D major 7 sharp 11. So once again, just a bunch of dotted quarters over 2 bars. And it's like this, but I'll just talk about the rhythm first. So again, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the voicing is this. People are like, wow, why this big stretch when we can just do this, or we can have D major sharp 11 like this. So my point is easy. You try to get these seconds, these major and minor seconds on your strings 3 and 4. So what you wind up with is you start with this voicing, which is super simple. And you look at the 3rd, and you're like, hey, why not make the 3rd into the sharp 11, which is here? Right? So this is why you wind up with a big stretch like this. So you have that G sharp note and A sharp note rubbing, and then you have the root and the 7th stays. Another way to think about this is an F minor, to which we added the 9th and then the root. This is kind of a mental detour, so I'm not sure it will work for you. But I love the fact that in this voicing, instead of doing like being guitarist, which would be take D major here and then go, oh, this is the 5th, let me lower the 5th to a sharp 11. We've heard this chord 1,000 times and it doesn't really ring as far as being like a Lydian chord, a sharp 11 chord. So I prefer this option. This is another chord that I've been... this chord has been taking some abuse from me, let's just say like this. So I'll just do it in time, one more time. So this is a fragment of the song that if you can unlock this little rhythm, you can probably play the other rhythms that are kind of crazy in the song easier. So this is 60 BPM, so 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. What helps people is sometimes you can play the root. Even if it's not written, you can play the root on beat 1. So it sounds like this. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Good. So that's it for my notes on You Stepped Out of a Dream. So Dream, in this case, in our wonderful book by Barry Galbraith, Jazz Guitar Comping. Next up, we have the Blues in 12 keys, which instead of doing 12 keys in one sitting, I'll do 3 times 2 pages. So we have 4 chorus each round, so that'll be every 2 weeks. So there'll this will bring us in 2018. Can you believe it? So thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate if you have any questions about this content. We are always happy to have your comments right below this video. Also, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, jazzguitarlessons.net, and I will see you soon on the website, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. And I will invite members on the Members Only Facebook group to post their own questions or segments, or even record this study and post it on there so we can all share ideas and discuss and see how we can all make it better. Good. Have a nice day. Talk to you soon. I'll see you in the next video.